I want to quickly talk to you about the top 10 rent reporting services that help you build credit fast. So based on our analysis, you can expect a 100-point increase in 60 days with rent reporting. This is really good. If you're interested in learning more, I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sorty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to talk about the top 10 services that do rent reporting. In other words, they will report your rent to the credit bureaus, and that will help you build your credit fast. And you can see an increase of 100 points in 60 days. It's very important to understand that before we get into the actual ranking, I want to explain to you how the whole thing works. First of all, a rent reporting service does what it says it will do. In other words, they will report your rent to a credit bureau or 2 or 3 credit bureaus. One thing you want to make sure that you have is that you have a rent reporting service that will report your rent payments to all 3 credit bureaus. Don't go for 1, don't go for 2. Because you basically want to see the increase in Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. This is important. And you have to pay attention to the price. So when we talk about the price, we have several components of the price. So you have a sign-up fee. So you'll pay this fee once you sign up for the service. You have a monthly fee. This is an ongoing fee that you pay for each month when you use the service. In some cases, you have an annual payment. So they will give you the option of paying for a full year in a single payment, but this is usually less expensive than paying monthly. But the question is, do you have the cash for that? If you don't, just go for the monthly payment. You also have a historical reporting fee. So you pay this fee to have past rental payments placed on your credit reports. So some services let you choose between a 12-month and a 24-month period for historical reporting. You might also have some second participant fees. So this allows you to pay more to have your rent payment placed on 2 credit reports, yours and that of a spouse, partner, or roommate. And you also have, in some cases, expedited reporting fees that allow you to have rent history placed on your credit report immediately. You can see that those services, they are very smart. They're able to make as much money as possible, so they come up with all those fees. But yet, it's just better to know about them. Okay, and in some cases you might have to consider extra services. In other words, if you want to place utility or other bills on your credit report, then you might have to pay extra for that. It comes with the territory. You also want to pay attention to what we call the landlord relationship. So basically, most of the services that I will be talking to you today about, they do not involve the landlord. So everything you have to do yourself, and they'll take care of the rest. But in some cases, some services want you to involve your landlord. Okay, so in a landlord enrolled service, you pay your landlord, and your landlord reports your payments. The thing is, not all landlords want to take this responsibility. And some services ask you to pay your rent to their rent reporting service, so they pay the landlord and report the payment to the credit bureaus. So you may have to pay the service referral fee, and this is something you have to pay attention to. And in some cases, they want you to pay several days before your rent is due to assure timely payments. And other services monitor your bank account. So when they detect a rent payments, they report it to the credit bureaus. So this usually works only if you pay your rent through a direct deduction from your bank account, right? Not everybody pays through that conduit. And I also want to give you quickly, before we get into the actual ranking, I want to give you a few landlord enrolled rent reporting services. In other words, those are companies that want your landlord to enroll on the platform, so they know exactly what's going on. So you have rent track, you have pay your rent, you have clear now, you have e-rent payments, you have rent payments, and you have Zigo by lease. Okay, and how much will your credit score increase? Now, I've said this before. We have seen in our research, people have seen their credit report, their credit score rather, increase by 100 points. Having said that, it's all about your original credit score or your current credit score. What I'm trying to say here is that if you are around 700, to go from 700 to 800 will be a lot harder than to go from 400 to 500. Okay, so if you have bad credit with a lot of credit history, rent reporting will be good for the long-term credit building game, but you will not see as big of a boost as someone with a thin credit file. So those are considerations I want you to have in mind when you consider a rent reporting service. Overall, this is a great opportunity to increase your credit report. You should consider it, especially if you have been paying rent on time for the last 2 years. This is kind of cool to check it out. Number 10, folks, we have Front Lobby. Our score, 5/10. So Front Lobby is a basic service. So what I'm trying to say here is that there are services in terms of, as a matter of fact, they only report to Equifax. So they don't report to Experian or TransUnion. They charge you $29.95 per year. But the thing here is that they have a very minimal work here. So you sign up for free, you create your lease records, and you invite your landlord. So your landlord has to accept the invite. You continue to pay rent on time to improve your credit report and tenant record. And while doing that, you're able to unlock access to credit. You're able to see better rates. At least that's what they're promising. What we have seen in our research is that their service is a little, I would say, minimal. Customer service can be improved. It is okay, but they can improve it. And the way they work is very simple. So you add rent payments to your credit report. You create or verify your lease. You can build a positive tenant record, and they will monitor your record for you. And this service, the Front Lobby, they actually report your credit history to a bureau that is called the Landlord Credit Bureau. This is a lesser known bureau. It's not one of the 3 major ones, but yeah, Front Lobby will report your payment history to this bureau. Number 9, we have the Rent Report Team. Our score, 6.5/10. Rent Report Team does report to all 3 credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. The only reason why we have actually rated them so low is because they are very expensive. I mean, they are damn expensive, honestly. And I will explain later on. But one thing I want to say here is that the rent report team does claim that you can see an increase in your credit score by 25 to 50 points or more within 15 days, within 2 weeks. Okay, and the average score increase is 30 to 50 points, slightly higher than some others on our list today. But in terms of cost, you can see their pricing. You can see on the screen their pricing. Basically, based on our calculation, if you were to annualize how much you will pay, you will be paying $289.87. That's an annual basis, and I'll explain how we came up with all those numbers later on in the show. But yeah, for the rent report team, even though they report to all 3 credit bureaus, they are very expensive. Number 8, we have Rent Reporters. Our score, 7/10. With Rent Reporters, you actually, one thing we love is that they've been around for a while. So this is actually the oldest rent reporting service that we are talking about today. They were founded about 10 years ago, and they have maintained a reputation for excellent customer service and results. And in terms of, so they have a similar pattern in terms of how you sign up with them, and they'll take care of everything in the background. You don't have to do anything at all. They claim that you will see a credit score increase of 35 to 50 points within the first billing cycle. So this is 30 days. And some customer testimonials report increases of 100 points or more. In terms of pricing, you can see this on the screen. And again, we have actually scored them a little lower because not only do they report to only 2 credit bureaus, TransUnion and Equifax, they also charge a lot of cash. So you will be paying on an annual basis $214.35. And for us, this is just too much when you look at what the competition is offering. Number 7, folks, we have Rock the Score. Our score, 8/10. And Rock the Score was founded about 3 to 4 years ago. And they actually, they do have a great customer service. We love their service. And they actually claim that you can see an increase in your credit score of 37 points within 30 days. And all you have to do, you have to enroll, and you just give your email, and they'll take care of everything. They will verify your rent payments. So once they verify your rental history, they will upload your data to selected credit bureaus, and your rental payments will show as a tier 1 trade line on your personal credit report within 30 days. 30 days, okay? And the thing is, they only report to 2 credit bureaus, Equifax and TransUnion. You need to know that. And you have the possibility to report past rental payments, okay, for a fee. So you can see on the screen here the pricing. You can see the pricing here for Rock the Score. And overall, if we have to annualize how much you have to pay for this company, Rock the Score, you have to pay $196.40, and they only report to TransUnion and Equifax. For us, again, this is too expensive. Competition is offering way less money for the same service. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. We are still talking about the top 10 rent reporting services, and we're talking about platforms that can help you increase your credit score, okay, by up to 100 points. Number 6, we have Rental Karma. Our score, 8.5/10, and Rental Karma is kind of cool also. They do have a very streamlined process. Everything starts with you, so you complete their registration process. You confirm that you qualify for their service, and they will actually need some simple information about yourself and your rental, and you just need to fill in the information. And after that, they will contact the landlord on your behalf. They will do everything in the background, okay? They will process your information. They will verify your rent payments. So every month, they will confirm with the landlord your ongoing payments, okay? And all you have to do is just sit back. And we love the fact that they're very effective. According to Rental Karma, you can expect to see an average score increase of 40 points when you report your past history. So you have the ability that ability to report your historical rent payments as well, up to 24 months. Okay, so this is really good. Obviously, they have said that if you can report 2 years of past history and 1 year ongoing, you can see more than 100 points, an increase of 100 points on average, okay? And our score, Rental Karma, 8.5/10. You can see the pricing on the screen for Rental Karma. So overall, if you were to sign up with Rental Karma, you'll be paying $157.47 on an annual basis. Number 5, we have here Credit Rent Boost. Our score, 9/10. And Credit Rent Boost is kind of interesting because they report that you will see an increase from 20 to 60 points for past rent reporting, and an average credit score increase of 30 to 100 points or more for past and ongoing reporting, okay? And they claim that the first increase is usually seen on clients' credit reports in less than 2 weeks, 15 days, okay? And you can see on the screen the pricing for Credit Rent Boost. Here is the first screenshot, and here is the second screenshot. In our view, the pricing for Credit Rent Boost is a little confusing. Not a little confusing, it's very confusing. So credit rent boost. If you're listening to this episode, we want you to clarify things, be more transparent, make the pricing very simple. So based on our calculations, if you were to go with this player, credit rent boost, you'll be paying $156.40 on an annual basis, and they only report to TransUnion and Equifax. Number 4, folks, we have level credit. Our score 9/10. So now we're going to talk about pretty interesting apps and platforms, and we love level credit. They are a relative newcomer to the rent reporting business, but they do have innovation. They're bringing innovation. They're bringing artificial intelligence. They're doing things more efficiently, and you can get 24 months of history reported for all 3 credit bureaus. This is really good. So they report to all 3. They report to 2 credit bureaus rather, not 3. Actually, they report to to 2, TransUnion and Equifax. They are working on the 3rd one though, but right now they haven't finished yet. And one thing I want to say here is that they do not provide exact figures of average credit boost, but you can expect a similar boost to other rent reporting companies. Okay, so this is important, and I want you to look right now on the screen. Here is the pricing for level credit. All right, and so if based on our calculation, if you were to annualize how much you would pay to level credit, you will pay $133.35, and they only report to TransUnion and Equifax, as I said before. So it's a great deal, but you can find better. Number 3, folks, we have Isuzu Rent. I'm not sure my pronunciation is correct, but Isuzu Rent. And our score 9.5/10. And here is another newcomer. They were founded 3 years ago, and they actually they've been kicking a lot of ass recently. And we love the fact that Isuzu reports to all 3 credit bureaus. That's just fantastic. TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. On top of that, here is a platform here is what we call an all-in platform. They do have a rent relief program. They do have financial responsibility programs. So this is really good. Their pricing is very simple. It is transparent, not too complicated. And we love the fact that they are constantly innovating. Okay, so they can report up to 24 months of past history. They also do an ongoing reporting. The subscription cost is $50 per year. Okay, and they also have a flat fee for ongoing support. And one thing I want to add is that their app is great. The app is very intuitive, is user friendly. The platform, the desktop platform, is also user friendly. So fantastic job, Isuzu. Keep doing what you're doing. Number 2, folks, we have here payment report. Our score 9.5/10. So payment report actually they offer credit reporting for tenants and landlords. Okay, so members of this company have been involved with credit reporting for online rental payments since 2014, and so they do have experience in the field. Okay, and we love the fact that their process is very simple. It is very streamlined. So you have a registration. So all you have to do, you have to enter your lease information in their service. Then the second step is verification. So the lease information is verified by your property manager and landlord. So they're not doing any monthly phone calls. And then the third step is reporting. Okay. The only thing is they will report your payments to the credit bureaus, but right now they do not cover all 3 credit bureaus. They only report to TransUnion and Equifax. All right. And one thing I need to say is that in terms of pricing, you can see on the screen, they have a setup fee of $49. So this is $49 per lease, and this includes 24 months of past payment history. Check this out. The ongoing reporting is free, and additional roommates or spouse is free. Isn't that beautiful? That's just fantastic. So when you really think about it, for payment report, the total annual fee that you have to pay with them is $49. So while others are charging you $289, this company is charging you only $49. Number one, the best of the best in our view when it comes to rent reporting. Boom, boom, boom. That's the name of the company, Boom. And Boom is a different type of rent reporting company. It's really an app that pays your rent for you and reports the payment to all three credit bureaus. Okay, and Boom also offers the Boom Split service, which allows you to split your rent into several installments. And what we love here is that Boom does have this is part of the new fintech companies that are trying to kick some ass. They're really innovative, and Boom can report any lease or valid rental agreements within the last 24 months. You can only use the app if you pay through a rent portal or a direct deduction from your checking accounts. So this is a little restriction here, but it is definitely worth it. So, and the process, if you were to sign up, things go very quickly. You enroll, and Boom does all the work behind the scenes to verify and report your payments. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes to enroll, and you will see within 10 days, you will see some credit change. Okay, this can be 25 points, 40 points, 50 points, but you can see the change very fast. In terms of pricing, I want you to look right now on the screen. This is one you want to keep an eye on. Very cheap, very affordable. We love it. And so when you sign up with Boom, overall you're paying on an annual basis $59. They are more expensive than Payment Report, but the reason why we classified Boom as number one is because they will report to your rent history to all three credit bureaus, while Payment Report will only report to TransUnion and Equifax. Boom reports to all three of them. So you have TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. But before I give a recap here, I want you to look on the screen. Here is how we got the numbers I've been giving you all along. So you can see Boom. Here is the breakout. You can see here. All right, you can see the breakout here. Right. For Payment Report, Isuzu level. So you can see the last column to the right. You see the total annual fee. You can see the sign up fee, the subscription fee, the past 24 months. I'm going to leave this for a few seconds on the screen for the info to sink in. All right. So for each player, you can see here, and please, you can pause the video to see this information before moving on. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. Let's quickly recap today's convo. Number one, we have Boom, 10 over 10. Number two, we have Payment Report, 9.5 over 10. Number three, we have Isuzu Rent. We have 9.5 over 10. Number four, we have Level Credit, 9 over 10. Number five, we have Credit Rent Boost, 9 over 10. Number six, we have Rental Karma, 8.5 over 10. Number seven, we have Rock the Score, 8 over 10. Number eight, we have Rent Reporters, 7 over 10. Number nine, we have Rent Report Team, 6.5 over 10. And number 10, we have Front Lobby, 5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.